Aston Villa have won the Europa League, and they did it through preparation, structure, and ruthless execution. From clever set piece routines to the movement that opened the space for Tielemans, Buendia, and Rodgers to score, Unai Emery and his set piece coach, Austin McPhee, completely outmaneuvered Freiburg in this final. And here's how Villa did it. The first goal comes from a corner. You can see Lucas Digne, he stands over the corner kick. The goal scorer Tielemans, he's not even in the shot yet. But I want you to have a look at Freiburg's setup here. Just like on first glance, you can see Watkins getting tightly marked. The three big lads, Lindelof, Konsa and Pau Torres, just outside the 6-yard box, all being kind of tightly marked. Look at the position of Matty Cash. He's in a very interesting position on the corner side. But the setup is quite flawed, really. Look at the two Freiburg players in the box that have no man to mark. Now Villa have the option to go short straight away. They have the potential 2v1 there on that side, but they elect not to play it straight away. They actually wait for Buendia's movement, like he's the trigger in this situation, and you can see he makes the movement from the 6-yard box and he heads for the corner flag, which draws another man with him as well. When the corner kick is eventually taken short to Rodgers, note how many Freiburg players are over on the corner side. There's 4 players in total. There's not one of them is close to Rodgers. Number 17, Kubler, like he's in an awful position because he's trying to close down both Digne and Rodgers and he can't get close to both of them. So when the ball eventually does fall to Rodgers there when it's taken short, he's got so much time. Now I also look at like the number 19 best for Freiburg here in this situation, and I can only guess that the instruction for him is to split McGinn, who's out of shot, and Tielemans, but like he's completely unaware of the space that's opening up behind him. Like he never checks his shoulder, once to see like Tielemans has he peeled off. So by the time Rodgers actually plays the ball in, like a floated ball, like a beautiful ball in, Tielemans there, he's in acres of space and, like take nothing away from the strike. It's a beautiful volley, but the Freiburg players were just so unaware of what was forming and they just didn't anticipate this. And it just shows, the importance of set pieces in the modern game. Moving on into the second goal, which comes from, a second phase from a John McGinn corner. Again, the ball comes back out to Tielemans and he's in acres of space. The Villa big men have stayed up and, there's just the Freiburg players are just never set for what unfolds. They're actually kind of all over the place, really. Griffo, like he's got John McGinn behind him. He tries to run back, but he's not looking at the ball. He's just completely turned his back on the play. He's never close to McGinn and he's never like close to snuffing out that pass up the line. Look at Manzambi then, he's got Buendia on his shoulder and he's got no intention of following Buendia's run. So when the pass is eventually played up the line to McGinn, look at the space that Buendia is in now. I look at Griffo then here, he's in an awful position because, he's trying to originally close down McGinn. He checks his shoulder and he can see that Buendia is in acres of space. He's getting no help from his teammate, Manzambi there. He's just completely left his man go. So by the time then that Griffo, notices that Buendia is the danger, the distance is just too much. And again, take nothing away from the strike. It's an absolutely beautiful goal into the top corner. They could have snuffed this out before it got to that. And a lot of it is basic errors, just not following your men. It's especially in a final, it's just criminal. So even though the original corner didn't amount to anything, the Freiburg players just couldn't react to what followed afterwards. The third goal then comes in the 58th minute, and you think it was the 90th minute, the way that Freiburg defended. They tried to press Villa from the goal kick, but again, Tielemans there, so much time, so much space. And by the time he plays the ball wide to Digne, look at Buendia again, he's run off his man. It's too easy. And by the time that Buendia then he's approaching the box, he knows he's got his man on toast there. He feints to go inside, then he chops back onto his left foot. But I want to highlight the movement of Morgan Rodgers. It's outstanding. So when Rodgers is running into the box, you can see the defender sees him, he checks, you can see. But Rodgers, he makes this very subtle movement to the back post, which means the defender has to adjust and follow it. When, that movement is made, Rodgers then holds his position, almost kind of like anticipating a cutback. So then the defender has to adjust again. By the time then that he adjusts and Rodgers makes that final movement to the near post, that defender is just done. Like, he can't get there. But it's just that movement to go from the back to hold and then go to the near post. Like, the three movements there is just outstanding. So the game finishes 3-0 to Villa, and I think you could see the difference between the teams, like the quality, but you could even see like the difference in, set piece preparation. I think it proved key in the end. So well done, Aston Villa, and Unai Emery, like with his 5th Europa League. It's incredible, like, and he's a fantastic manager. And he got some help from his set piece coach there, Austin McPhee. Don't underestimate, his importance here in getting Villa their first European trophy in 44 years. If you enjoyed the breakdown, subscribe for more football content. Thanks for watching Let's Chat Football, and I'll see you next time.